And that is Norfolk Police Headquarters over there. And at the beginning of a precision engineered black box serial killer frame fix assassination was totally illegal. Everything that followed was just more of the same. And in the past I did walk right into a big police saw trap. Inspector Numbnuts Bun and Mr. Fixer. Liar, liar, pants on fire. And this SS police, they did break every Home Office guideline for a person under arrest. I was denied a phone call. Solicitor of my choice, Simon Nichols from Belmore Solicitors in Dis. I was also told that no duty solicitor was available, so you know you're definitely being shanghaied when you find yourself in that predicament. And then you realise you have walked right into a big police saw trap. Inspector Numbnuts Bun and Mr. Fixer. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Again, no longer with us, raging in my face. We will fix you, Botwright. You're dealing with the wrong people. I.e., Dis Mason Council, the White Lodge, the local mafias, the local mob. MEP, OBE, Lord Muppethead McGregor, the Red Baron of Fulham. Dis Mason SS Grandmaster. MP, Mayor, and they certainly did frame and fix me. Buried me alive down the longest, deepest, darkest, blackest hole where all the monsters are, but I did escape. So they broke every Home Office guideline for a person under arrest. They fabricated evidence, made evidence disappear, completely perverting the course of justice, physical assault, false imprisonment, 2 blatant lies from a police inspector, far bigger than Plebgate, all in the line of duties. That was all totally illegal. And later on, the Independent Police Complaints Commission did take up my case, even using the word framed in capital letters. But Stuart Craig, Mandy Liddon, was backing me 100%. Said, Johnny, we'll blow this big Black Panther serial killer frame fix assassination, black box serial killer frame fix assassination, out of the water. Knew I was telling the truth, knew I'd been completely set up. And Stuart Craig here at Norfolk Police Headquarters, Professional Standards Department, which I call the unprofessional Police SS Cover-Up Department, wouldn't even register the complaint. And again, not about money, just rattling their big Black Panther serial killer frame fix assassination, Africa, Dis, Norwich and Sandringham. And the Independent Police Complaints, Independent Office of Police Complaints, Police Conduct, they also took up my case, put it back into Norfolk Police Professional Standards Department. And I was meant to have got a reply within 1 month. That was over a year ago. Because Norfolk Bacon SS cannot back up their 7 monster lies, 7 bogus diagnoses. Again, they want everyone to believe are true, but never the case 39. On all accounts, and all to cover up high crimes, royal blue murder, certainly not mine. Can see Simon Bailey don't cry and his blonde host plain clothes lover, not true detective for details. So one big monster con, one big monster bluff, one big porky pie, serial killer lie, Africa, Disnarch and Sandringham. Again, no Black Panther, Sandringham serial killer. No Black Wizard, terrorist, this shooter here, really don't think so. No Blitz Limey, MPGP cop, ex-wife killer here. So one big monster gaff, one big epic fail, Norfolk Bacon SS, Windsor Gestapos, the local Nazis. And I'm not anti-police, there are some very good police officers, I have come across plenty of them. Some have also been good enough to put me in the picture. And I also have a friend who's in the police force, who also keeps me in the loop. So again, I'm not anti-police. Most police officers do a very good professional job, far better than what I can do, but I am anti-police frames and fixes. Switches, monster lies, bogus diagnosis. And when they deliberately set you up to get you done in, or boxed up, locked up, throw away the key, and that's all to cover up high crimes, royal blue murder, and certainly not mine. See Prince Harry the Spare for details. And Andrew Mitchell in the Plebgate interview, Channel 4, you can see the video on YouTube, Andrew Mitchell, Channel 4 interview, Plebgate. And Andrew Mitchell explains the most important thing to know about a police SS setup, fit up, stitch up, is you can't get out of it. He had a fighting chance being a cabinet minister, obviously the Houses of Parliament, the national press, but a man off the street and nobody like me, not a framed, fixed black cat in hell's chance. So it really is the truth versus a monster lie. I have the truth, Africa, Disnarch and Sandringham. All online for the world to see free. Guess who has the big monster lie they want everyone to believe is true, but never the case 39 on all accounts. And again, all to cover up high crimes, royal blue murder, and certainly not mine. See Prince Harry the Spare for details. And Steve Wright, Ipswich, Suffolk, has just been given another life sentence for the murder of Victoria Hall, dating back to 1999. 17-year-old girl who was murdered, found naked in a ditch. And that was before the 5 girls murdered in Ipswich in 10 days, and some of them were also found naked in a satanic pose. Ritual killer. Steve Wright also may have been involved in the Ringland murders in Norwich. So a crime is a crime whenever it's committed, unless it's a high royal blue crime. New Year's Day fine, September blue murder, certainly not mine. No red car, Michael Dunn, Michael Sands, Sutcliffe, Steve Wright, Wayne Cousins, Brady Huntley, Fred West, Black Panther, serial killer here. And certainly no Roy White and White Van Man, Christian B, Sandringham serial killer, Black Wizard, terrorist, issue, I really don't think so. So, certainly not me leaving the body of a 17-year-old sex trafficked gal on the Royal Sandringham Estate, Killenfields, late Prince Philip's favourite hunting area. See Prince Harry the Spare for details. And as always, that is the word that came off the Royal Sandringham Estate. Killenfields, loud and clear. So plenty of high crimes, Jack the Ripper crimes, and certainly not mine. Castles, manor houses, UK's Devil Island, country estates. And it was the anniversary of Madeleine McCann. A few nights ago, the 19th anniversary from when she went missing, but certainly no Roy White and White Van Man, Christian B, Sandringham serial killer, Black Wizard terrorist, dish shooter, and Christian Brunacher, whatever his name is. He has just been released from prison in Germany, involved in the Madeleine McCann case. It's again been going on for nearly 20 years now. Roy White and the White Van Man, he was beaten and stabbed up in prison recently. Who abducted a young girl, Sarah Payne, abused and murdered her. Certainly no child killer here, really don't think so. No Black Wizard here in a vulva state, as always. Very good film, pledged Jack Nicholson. Giant of a man, riding round in a black vulva state, abducting children and young girls. So no Sandringham serial killer. Clockwork Orange, Norwich train station, mountain bike rapist. Again, I was on a woman's black Dutchy bike. Not a mountain bike, but all rolled into the black shroud of Sandringham just to set me up further. So no Black Wizard, terrorist, dish shooter, I really don't think so. And Ian Huntley, the Sower murders, not far from here, 2 young girls who were murdered. He just had his head split open in prison, died from his injuries. Now, plenty of people who'd like to split my frame fixed head. One big black axe hatchet job, saw trap in this Norfolk, UK. So you can see Burston Mill, Pages and Co. This Skelton Road Assassins, this Woodyard, Parish Fields, Not So Healthy Centre. They are all related. And you certainly can see my ex-wife, Shay Fraternal, RM Burston, Big Police Council. Doctor Whom collaboration, Inspector Numbnuts Bunton, Mr. Fixer. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Again, no longer with us, God rest his soul, but 2 blatant lies from a police inspector, far bigger than Plebgate. And I do have the evidence, do have the proof, do have the letter in black and white, written by Peacock, signed by Inspector Numbnuts Bunton, Mr. Fixer, liar, liar, pants on fire. So in the Big Dis Norfolk, UK, precision engineered, black box, serial killer frame, fix assassination. Sealed with 7 monster lies, 7 Dr. Death SS, silver bullet whom Kitson, bogus diagnosis, not even Harry Houdini could escape from. More bogus diagnosis than on Jack the Ripper, who they've now identified, apparently using new DNA technology. But no Norfolk Jack the Kipper, Sandringham serial killer, Black Wizard, terrorist, dish shooter. Africa, Dis, Norwich and Sandringham, no ritual killer here. And that really is a 22-year catch-22, complete abuse of power, position, authority and influence in public office. And they certainly used and set me up, framed and fixed me, used me as the spare and the fall guy, the scapegoat. Again, police surrounded my frame fixed coder at Hitcham, North Norfolk coast, 7 miles from Sandringham, calling for backup where I was staying at a disused beach house. Setting me up as the Black Cat, copycat, Black Cat of Burston, son of Sam, Sandringham serial killer, really don't think so. No nut in a Hitchin Beecher, 7 miles from Sandringham, Sandringham stock and strangler, serial killer here. And a very good watch, the ABC Murders, Agatha Christie, where there is a murder and a Beecher. But the man who was set up as the stock and strangler serial killer, that's not him at all, that's his aristocracy boss who was committing the murders. It's also like that in The Marsh Murderer, Silent Witness, where a young man is set up as the Marsh Murderer, but it's not him at all, that's his solicitor who's committing the murders. A very good film, The Oxford Murders, John Hurt, and that is said in The Oxford Murders, the perfect crime is not the one that remains unsolved, but is the crime that is solved, but with the wrong culprit and the wrong fool guy. And you see that in the classic film, The Night of the Generals, Omar Sharif, Peter O'Toole, when a German SS general, he uses and sets up, frames and fixes his driver to cover up his Jack the Ripper crime. And you also see it in the classic film, Alfred Hitchcock, Frenzy, when the wrong man is set up as the necktie strangler serial killer by the person who is the real necktie strangler serial killer. Evidence is planted on him. And in the Oxford Murders, someone says something that starts a chain reaction that leads to murders and children being burnt alive on a minibus. So monster lies certainly do start a chain reaction that can certainly get you beaten, stabbed, shot, set on fire. Was a man hacked to death on his mobility scooter recently in Hackney, London. It happened to the disabled Iranian man in Bristol, who they falsely set up as a paedophile, beat him, stamped on his head, poured white spirit over him and set him on fire, and the guy was innocent, wasn't a paedophile at all. Just a big monster lie started by a few people. So when as people, all in positions of power, authority and influence, and they're the ones setting you up, again to get you boxed up, locked up, or done in, disappeared one way or another. And they will use everyone and everything as a weapon against you. And Lucy Letby case has been on social media a lot recently, and in the news, a lot of people believe that Lucy Letby was used and set up, framed and fixed as the serial killer nurse by the managers, consultants, senior doctors and doctors to cover their backs, along with the police and their bogus expert. They may have been on charges for manslaughter charges, medical negligence, medical malpractice and appalling conditions at the maternity unit. So a lot of people think that Lucy Letby was totally used as the scapegoat, and that's what I mean. They're quite okay for Lucy Letby's life, if that is the case, to be destroyed, and for her to spend the rest of her life in prison, set up as the serial killer nurse to cover their backs. So you really cannot trust the royal family, Evergreen Toxic Crown Corporation, Saks Coburn Gotha, Windsor SS. Certainly cannot trust Number 10, Keir Starmer and the Loon Labour Loonies, Scotland Yard, Norfolk Bacon SS, Windsor Gestapos, the local Nazis. Dismason Council, White Lodge, the local mafias, the local mob. And 22 Freemasons on trial at the moment in France for murder and assassinations, running hit squads. No different to what is going on in this, past and present. And they'll set you up as a red car Michael Dunn, Michael Sands, to get you done in.